Your boy Stupido. Last week I made an in-depth video about how to make blood spatters in Blender and a short version of Let's Set the Cache to Modular. We really don't want Blender to simulate in real time. And I completely forgot about Wetmaps. How the fuck did that happen? But luckily, Looney Singer, hopefully I didn't butcher it that bad, I got reminded, yeah, the Wetmaps, and make a Wetmap video. So today I'm gonna show you how to create bloody Wetmaps. First off, if you don't already have a blood spatter scene, follow this tutorial right there. And if you don't have a lot of time, there's also a short version which only takes 55 seconds. But first off, what's a wetmap? A wetmap is basically just a simulation of a very thin film of liquid on a surface, which usually makes an object appear darker and more reflective, well, less rough. But that only happens on non-hydrophobic objects, like concrete, and not like smooth plastics. But today we're not gonna just make it wet, we're gonna make it bloody. And we're gonna make ourselves believe that this surface is a fluid-absorbing surface, okay? And this is what it's gonna look like at the end of the tutorial. Just blood and wetmap, and only the wetmap. You can see the effect, right? Let's get started with the object being painted on. In this case, it's a grunt. It sadly doesn't work on a domain. First off, you need an UV map. If you already have one, awesome. Else, you gotta go into edit mode, select all the faces by pressing A and a U to unwrap in the way you like it to. Then go to the physics panel and enable dynamic paint. Set it to canvas and add one. Set the format to image sequence and increase the resolution, which is the resolution of the texture. I'm gonna set it to 4096 because it'll look good, hopefully. And also, for some reason, it's the limit. You know, a 4K texture in 2021 is a limit. Anti-aliasing is anti-aliasing, so it removes all the jagged edges if there were to be some. Dissolve dissolves our wetmap, which we don't really want, because it's blood and it stains stuff. Dry. We might want that if we want to show off how blood dries, but do you really want to do that? This is what a wetmap would look like if we were to enable drying. Effects are effects, and that's kind of self-explanatory. Spread spreads the wetmap out, and it might be cool on, you know, cloth. Drip gives you drip, and shrink is the opposite of, you know, spreading. Output is output. If you don't change the path and already have saved the file, it'll create an extra folder where the .blend file is located at, and save it into it. Now select the UV map, which you just created, and deselect paint map. Again, we would use this if our blood would dry, but we want wetmap. So slap a check mark on the side and rename it if you want to. Now that we have a canvas, we need a brush. In this case, it is our blood /simulation /domain. Then we also want to enable dynamic paint in the physics tab, but this time we will set it to brush and add one. We can mostly ignore all things here, except sauce.
Hey Vsauce, Michael here. Where are your fingers?
Usually mesh volume is okay. The way it works is, if the brush intersects the canvas, it adds paint, else it does nothing. There are a lot of them, but if mesh volume gives you some artifacting, try using mesh volume plus proximity. It'll just add more reach to the brush. And you can change the distance here. Alright, time to become a baker. And bake our first wetmap. Go to the canvas and hit that bake.
Meanwhile.
And it's very underwhelming, because nothing happens. So we gotta go to the shader editor of the object with the canvas on it and add an image texture. And then we gotta open our wetmap. I don't know where you saved it to, but I'm opening it right now. Then select all by pressing A and open images. And you'll have a setup. Then we need a mix RGB node. We gotta connect the color of the wetmap to the factor of the mix node. Then connect the mix node's color to the principal shader. Color 1 is just the base color of whatever object you have. It could also be just a texture. And the second color is the blood. So in my case, I'll make it red. But you can also just duplicate the texture and, you know, make it red however you like. The only thing missing is kind of the name of a wetmap. Make it wet. So connect the color to the roughness, and it'll be the wrong way around. We need an invert node for that. Although you could also use a color ramp node, just basically any other converter. And we're done, hopefully. Well, again, this is what it looks like. If we're not done for some reason with all the blood stuff, then there's another video to another blood splatter thing which I forgot to make. The next video I'm gonna make is UV lights making invisible ink or stains glow. So watch out for that one. If you liked the video, leave a like, and if you didn't, leave a dislike and comment down below why you didn't like it or why you did like it. If you loved it, sub to my channel and ring the bell to never miss an upload of mine. The left video is the UV light video, if it's out by now. And the right one is the video about how I fixed Ariana Grande's music videos. That took way too long to make.